Alright everybody, welcome back. This is episode
9
of the Sir Fumblebutt saga, I believe, if you recall. In the last episode, we helped out the kings, and he told me that I get one favor from him. That's it. So, I'm gonna go in here and talk to him to see what the favors are that I can get. I only recall one of them, and it's probably the one I'm gonna pick because I usually pick it.
Things have been a lot better since you helped with those soldier boys. Thanks again.
I joined the kings. About that favor you owe me. I want to join the kings. Can you get me into the strip? Money. And I'd like to think about it.
Normally, we don't let outsiders join, but I think I can make an exception in your case. From this day forward, you're one of us, and no one in... In addition, if you want to do something about that hair of yours, talk to Sergio. I'll let him know you're coming. Perhaps more importantly, you've earned the right to wear something a little more stylish. Here, wear it proudly.
Oh, hell yeah, drip? Got me some drip? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Things have been a lot better since... What about him? He goes through spells like this from time to time. The followers said his brain is going bad or something. I don't know. Maybe. If you found a way to help my poor Rex here, I'd be much obliged. Your best bet will be to talk to Julie Farkas over at the old Mormon fort north of here. Maybe you'll have better luck than I did.
Here's another example of the quest being named after songs.
Near as I can tell, it was some sort of religious institution. Oh, I know it says school out front, but everything in here seems to be related to the worship of some guy from back in the day. People used to come here to learn about him, to dress like him, move like him, to be him. If that's not worship, I don't know what is. As far as we can tell, the guy that built this place was considered the coolest of the cool, and taught other people how to be more like him. People would come all around to learn how to sing, dance, dress, and even speak the way he did. Not a whole lot to tell. There were only a few books left in here when we found it, and those were rotted away. There were some posters left that were pretty well preserved, which is how we know all this stuff was based on the same guy. The thing of it is, we don't even know what his name was. All the posters just referred to him as the King. Well, that and the giant sign outside. This place could have been the King's House of Dog Chow, and I still would have taken the name. But I like to think I keep the memory alive. All right.
Yeah, that's just the history of how this place came to be. Now,
Personal space, me.
Me personally, I have no idea who this King's guy is. And this quest being called Nothing But a Hound Dog. Beats the hell out of me, dude. I have no idea who this could be. Cool guy that everyone called the coolest. Called him the King. No idea.
We've got stuff we're not even allowed to sell, people. Only at Mick and Ralph's.
Yeah, that's probably not a good thing to be yelling out.
Hello.
Talk to Julie Farkas again.
Can I help you? Rex? It breaks my heart every time I see him. He's such a good dog. Yes, a few months ago. We had to tell him there was nothing we could do. No, Rex's condition is way beyond anything we can handle. He requires brain surgery and some sophisticated cybernetics work, too.
wouldn't say that. While no one here has that kind of expertise, I do know of one man who might fit the bill. There's an old scientist named Dr. Henry who reportedly specializes in this sort of procedure. Last I heard, he was living up in... No.
Oh my god, I seriously have to go back to the king and tell him. Alright, but yeah, the dog is the other robotic carnivore I was talking about. There's the Eddie, and I don't think there's any others. I think it's just the...
Come to Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs.
I don't know though for sure, but I'm pretty sure. Rex is actually pretty good. He's decently tanky, and he has good defense. Doesn't have any ranged attacks, as you can imagine, because he's...
Things have been a lot better since you helped with those soldier boys. Thanks again. So, what can I do for you? She said, what? Why didn't she just say so when I was there? Actually, come to think of it, I was pretty angry when I went down there. I vaguely recall something about upending a few tables, maybe knocking out one of her doctors. Anyway, that's incredible news. Only thing is, there's too much going on around here for me to make a trip like that. And I need all of my guys just to keep things settled here. You seem to be awfully interested in my boy Rex here, and you've done some good work for me already. I'll tell you what, you promised to get Rexy here to that doctor, and I'll lend him to you. What do you say? I can't thank you enough. Now, there's a few things you should know about old Rex here if you're going to be traveling together. First, he hates rats. Can't stand the things. Giant rats, mole rats, doesn't matter. He catches a whiff of one, and he's off like a shot after him. He's normally pretty obedient, but you might have to chase him some if he goes after one of the little varmints. Second, he doesn't like hats, or the people wearing them. Don't ask. I have no idea why. Maybe because it rhymes with rats. That should be it, though. Other than the occasional bad spot when his brain starts hurting him, that is. But I'm hoping you will see to that. I wish you both luck. Take care of my Rex now, you hear? Rex, this is your new master. Protect him as you would me.
Why are you talking to me? Smoke these guys
Search and mark
already.
is cool because it highlights when I aim. It highlights stuff that I can loot. See, like it won't highlight useless garbage, but it'll highlight the essentially sarsaparilla. It also highlights containers. I don't know if there's any containers over here that I can show you. Yeah, this should work. Yeah, I think you gotta be close. I guess it's because it's empty, but it will highlight containers and it will highlight containers and containers and like movable items that are worth picking up. We are headed here. It's kind of far, but how long have I been recording? 8 minutes? Okay, we're good. I just like to check that and make sure I don't build too long. Three's a crowd now. We got the Chad Raoul and the Rex. The Chad dog. You know, some people will say, oh, Arcade Gannon's the best follower, or oh, Boone is the best follower. Yeah, hell no. Raoul is the best. Raoul is the best. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is the best. Won't have any friends up ahead. Hopefully I'll be able to avoid them altogether, but I do know that they're there are some friends up ahead over towards that way, kind of in that clearing over there, past those buildings. There is a group of castadors, and I really hope I can avoid them because castadors fucking suck.
Sure, boss. The old man will crawl around the dirt to keep hidden.
Alright, Earl, I didn't ask for the fucking head. Yeah, I love Roman's personality. He's funny and sarcastic. Uh-oh. Yep. Alright. Wow, there's quite a few of you. Well, it appears conflict is unavoidable. Melee is generally just not an option against this enemy. It is a very bad idea to try to use melee. Unless you have a very high melee weapon skill and you have really big, good armor, which I don't have really either. They are deadly as shit, and they have poison. The poison is the main problem. Shit, that's all useful. That's all useful too, except for the knife. Please don't attack me. Please just stay away. I think I'm far enough away that they don't care. I would rather fight Death Claws right now. I think it's cool that they were able to make use of this corner of the map and have some extra locations and even have a quest objective all the way out here instead of just having it be empty trash, not useful garbage. Do I have 70 speech? I really don't have 70 speech. I'm probably going to end up needing more for the upcoming speech check. But hopefully I can get by with 70. Let me put my lead pipe. Love me the lead pipe. It's a great weapon. Of course, I'm about to get one of the best melee weapons in the game. Actually, probably the best melee weapon in the game in this quest, which is why I decided to use the game's quest line. It's also, it's a cool quest as well. I enjoy this stuff. I enjoy this entire game, though, really, so. There aren't really, I don't know. I did the Old World Blues DLC that I didn't really like, but that was mostly because I was struggling with my weapons breaking the entire time, and I was running out of caps to repair them because you can't really bring a follower with you. So, yeah. Oh, big order, 3 XP. That is the end of that. I think there's another one up here. What is this? Door to Ruby Hill Mine.
Dicks out for a
Dicks out. They're just such a good EXP. Like, there's no reason. And they drop so much, like, meat. And honestly, that's pretty good, because you make big horner steak with that. Like, if you're on a hardcore mode where you gotta eat, drink, and sleep and all that, yeah, that's pretty good. 1 rads for 15 HP a second, and it's not been cooked. It's pretty good. For 15 HP in total, because it's 1 HP per second for 15 seconds. And yeah, you're seeing this correctly. This is pretty much the only area in the map where there is actual trees. So that's kind of cool. It's a little bit of a change of scenery.
Dicks out for Harambe.
There's a mod that adds all of the area of the desert, or of the a lot more of the Mojave Wasteland to have trees, but I think it's kind of dumb because, like, it's the Mojave Desert. I mean, it's not supposed to be trees. There are a lot of these. And that is snow. You are seeing that correctly as well. This is a ski lodge.
Dicks out for Harambe. Dicks out for Harambe.
This sticks out for the wrong thing. I might uninstall. I might uninstall, or at least disable it.
Dicks out for Harambe. Dicks out for Harambe. Dicks out for Harambe.
Raoul is pretty strong. I'll check his gun skill right now. Oh shit. 92, yeah. And it'll be 100 after a level or 2 more. His repair skill is probably already 100. 90, okay. I thought it was a 44 Magnum that he had. It's actually a 357. There's also friendly super mutants here. They're not assholes. This is like a community. They all live here in peace and harmony. For the most part, at least. The nightkin are a little bit.
Welcome to Jacobstown, human. You're free to walk around. Just don't stare at the nightkin. They don't like people looking at them. And if you're NCR, keep it to yourself. They're not popular around here. Doc's inside the lodge. A lot of bad blood between super mutants and humans. Goes back years. Some here still got the scars and memories. Me? I don't really have a problem with the NCR. Set their sights a little too high sometimes, but they try. Legion? That's another story. Caesar thinks he can change human nature. Most of the Legion is following Caesar, not Caesar's ideals. When he's gone, it'll crumble. Might not happen overnight. Might take a few decades, but it'll happen. Basic human nature. Greed, ambition, jealousy. We'll see to it. Not really. Heard it's a paradise in the wasteland. Never been there myself. Doubt they'd let a mutant in. Amazes me people would come from all over the waste to throw away everything they've got in that town.
Well, they did that for hundreds of years before this, so...
They expand. Fast. If you got land they want, they'll take it. Eventually. Did it out west, they'll do it here. They keep rolling over people. They'll regret it. That's how revolutions start.
This Marcus guy is pretty wise, bro.
Seen them grow from a single town, Shady Sands, into the Republic. They've done good for the most part. Nightkin suffers schizophrenia from the stealth boys they're always using. One of the reasons I settled Jacobstown was so they could be cured. While they're in town, the Nightkin aren't allowed to have stealth boys, so their craziness doesn't get worse. Trouble is, the Nightkin don't like being visible either. They don't take being exposed too well. Same as any civilized town. Don't start any fights or steal anything. We'll treat you fair. Not a lot to ask.
Just putting this out there, boss. If these super mutants kidnap us and force us to fix toasters for them, it's on you. What can I do for you, boss?
That's funny. Yeah. He doesn't have very good history. That's how he ended up on Black Mountain. He got kidnapped, and he wanted them, or Tabitha wanted him to fix the robot. And see, his science skill is 0. He does not know how to fix the robot. He fixes like machines, like guns or like armor or like machinery. Or, like,
Another human.
Reloading bullets or whatever. He does not work on robots or terminals or anything like that.
Prim has a new sheriff.
But,
That should keep the powder gangers away.
This is Dr. Henry. He's a former Enclave member, even though he's kind of quiet about it.
I assume this is about something important?
To my knowledge.
You're interrupting my
It's
research.
been a while.
It's neural degradation. Biomed gel can only preserve a living brain for so long, so you'll need to find a replacement. I haven't left Jacobstown in years, but there was one woman in Novak, Gibson. I remember her living with a pack of hounds. Aside from her, I know that the Fiends and Caesar's Legion fight alongside dogs. There could be viable specimens among them, if you can get to them. The Nightkin have varying degrees of mental instability due to their addiction to stealth boy use. I've been trying to come up with a cure. I'm currently investigating the local Night Stalker population, since they seem to have developed a natural stealth field. I've also gotten my hands on a working Stealth Boy Mark II prototype, but that experiment is riskier. I'd rather not pursue that research just yet. The stealth field has been modulated to use less power and thus last longer, but for some reason it has pronounced negative effects on the user. However, these pronounced effects will allow me to pinpoint exactly what parts of the brain they're affecting. Unfortunately, I'll need to run the test on a live subject, and Marcus has encouraged me to investigate the Night Stalker mutation first. It's possible, but I've yet to see any hard evidence or hear of any cases where humans were negatively affected. It's because Marcus asked me to, and because it's a reason for me to get up in the morning. I'm not convinced that the Night Stalker mutation is a natural one. Some of the super mutants have looked around as well, but they've come back empty-handed. Perhaps Lily might be interested.
Okay. I'll do that quest later, I think. I think if you do the canine brain among the fiends, in the game end screen, it says that Rex actually died because the fiends, you know, they get their drugs, they get their dogs hyped up on drugs. I don't know what happens if you do the brain among Caesar's Legion, though. I might look into that. I know Rex, I know the old lady Gibson dog. It's like a junkyard dog, so the brain, if you give him that brain, his attacks are like stronger or whatever. I don't know what the Legion one does though. I'll have to look into that, because I've never done it that way before. You know, it's always interesting to do it that way.
Got a problem. Could use your help. Been having trouble with NCR mercs harassing the town, and they just showed up again. You're human. I'm not asking you to kill them. Just talk them into leaving. Hell, pay them off if you have to.
Easy money right here. Easy XP right here. I'm not sure what's happening over there with the Z fighting on the mountain, but it's fine.
Our business is with the muties, not you. I've always known when to fight and when to back down, and it seems to me I ought to back down this time. My men and I are leaving. You won't see us around here again.
Yeah, you know, just so I'm just so intimidating. I'm just so intimidating. For sure. Alright. If I did 16, I would have just enough for a hard lock, but I don't want to dump an entire level just yet. I'll do 8 in medicine, 5 in explosives, 1 in lockpick, and 2 in repair. Got a lot of stuff going on. Lots of perks. Of course, that's the whole reason to have the perk or mod, more perks, you know. What does this do? You know, with the way everything's looking right now, you know, Heave-Ho would be good because I'd be chucking dynamite. Let's check that out. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a pretty massive improvement over what I had. That should be nice. Melee weapons and explosives are fun. But yeah, it's snowing up here. Neat, I guess. Charleston Cave, that's what that was called. Never mind, it showed it anyway. Okay. Alright, well there is nice talkers in here. I think there's quite a few coming up. But you know, I ain't no pussy, so.
out for her. Kick out for her.
And this is the weapon I put on right here. This sledgehammer, or this super sledge, is just fucking dumb. Like, it is insanely good. Shoot stealth boy. What's the quest objective there? Basically, the Night Stalkers are eating the stealth boys and gaining a stealth and gaining a. No, I actually just died? Oh my god. Holy shit. I cannot believe I just died. I did not realize that I needed health. Fuck, dude. Fuck. Okay, my bad. Okay, so this room's a dead end. Alright, I know what to do.
Kick out for her robbery.
And yeah, they kind of hurt. They kind of smart, not gonna lie. Alright, now we'll wait an hour. All my suspects are ready to kick in. I want Night Stalker blood, not Night Stalker tail. At least I think I want Night Stalker blood. What's the value on that? It's something else. Alright. I mean, dynamite does good enough damage. I mean, 61 damage. Not bad. Come on, I know you're up there.
Kick out for her robbery. Kicks out for her robbery. Kicks out for her robbery.
If it gives him a knockdown chance, it seems like he already has one.
Sure, boss. The old man will crawl around the pit. Kicks out for her robbery.
Alright, cool. And... oh, where y'all at? Alright, so that was all of them. I don't think I can... oh shit. Yeah, I don't think you can cancel throwing explosives. Which sucks. But it's cool. It's kind of a walk. I'm just gonna save some time. I've been recording for 34 minutes, so I'll wrap this quest up, and I think that'll be that for this episode. just go for the regular old Mr. House, I think, this playthrough. It's been a while.
Hello.
Is there something else I can do for you? There's still power, but the casing is cracked. I'm astonished that exposure to the stealth radiation could induce mutations so rapidly. More importantly, this explains why my research into this group of Night Stalkers hasn't come up with a cure for the nightkin. There's only one avenue left for me. I need to run the Mark II test on Lily. It's the only way. Lily is eccentric, certainly, but I've never felt she was dangerous. More importantly, she asked if she could help me in some way. I've told her about the risks, and she still insists on helping me. Possibly immediate and permanent metal damage. There's a reason the Stealth Boy Mark IIs never got beyond the prototype stage. Lily already has a pre-existing condition, and the experiment will likely make things worse for her. I'll be...
Alright. And I think this is the point at which this guy talks to you.
Bother someone else. Dr. Henry. It is different. Right now, I'm trying very hard to remain civil, and you're not making it easy with your incessant questions.
Alright, my bad. Damn. This is Lily. She's actually a follower.
Jimmy! Little Jimmy! My, how you're grown up! So good of you to come visit your grandma. Oh, Jimmy, don't you go being silly now. Come over here and give your grandma some sugar. Oh, of course I have, dearie. How silly of me. I didn't take my medicine yet today. How can I help you?
I'm not sure why they have straps that hold their gums like that. I don't... Seems like all super mutants have that. I really don't know why. I guess it's to make them look more fearsome. I don't know. Maybe their gums don't work properly, so they just... I don't know.
Of course, dearie. I know it's dangerous, but it'll all turn out for the best. You'll see. I'll go...
And she's the farmer. She looks over the bighorns.
The equipment is hooked up and ready. Very well. Please stand back. I don't want any erroneous readings. All right, power on the stealth boy, Lily.
Turning it on. Feels strange. Strange, but good.
Interesting. Try thinking aggressive thoughts now. Think about smashing a rat scorpion.
Lily smash! Yeah!
How are those readings looking, Calamity?
Stealth field is unstable and scrambling things. The reading says gamma wave activity is 0. But that can't possibly be right. Gamma wave activity is 0. That can't be right. Must be a result of the interference.
All right, we're done here. Go ahead and power the stealth boy down, Lily.
Oh, I liked having it on.
I'll get back to you on that in a moment, once I've analyzed the results.
Well, congratulations on getting the Mark II prototype functional, Doctor. Now, just hand it over, and we'll be on our way.
Hey there!
My request is perfectly reasonable. Give us the stealth boy specs, and there will be no need for us to splatter the room with your insides.
I still need 80. I need 80. I need 80.
There are caches of stealth boys out there with a mark.
Do I have a meeting, people? No, No, I don't. I never do. Why? Well, what happens if I just walk out? Okay, literally nothing. Okay, bye. Okay, I guess I'll come back to that. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll finish that quest in another episode. I don't have 80 speech yet. I got 70. Yeah. Any of you watching who haven't played are probably starting to realize how important the speech skill actually is in this
Something
game.
on your mind?
It's like incredibly important.
Good. Glad you didn't kill them. Letting them walk away proves we're not bloodthirsty mutants. If NCR or anybody else is looking for an excuse to attack Jacobstown, they're not gonna get it from us.
This wasn't a complete waste of time. You know, that's fine. I think that'll about do it for this episode. Next episode, we'll look and see what we can do with Rex here. I think I'm gonna talk to the Legion about the dog brain, because I haven't done that before. I've only ever done the scrapyard dog, and I just wanna try the Legion dog. Anyway, yep. Grease King signing off. Like I said in the last video, do not forget to check out my friend on Mixer. His name is Rosaku. He streams drunk Dark Souls speedrunning and maybe some other stuff every now and then, but so far that's been the main focus of his channel on Mixer. Thanks for watching. Grease King signing off.